Hey everyone, it's Simon Rollins here from The Complete Presenter, and today we're talking about what to do if, and quite frankly, when things go wrong in your virtual meeting, presentation, or even training session. Because that is the one thing we know for sure by now, things will go wrong. And how you deal with those things when they go wrong can make a really big difference to not only the outcome of that meeting or training or presentation, but also the reputation that you're giving off, your brand that you're giving off as you're dealing with that challenge or problem. So there's a few things you can do. The first one is the most important, and that is to breathe. So whatever the thing is that's gone wrong, whether it's you've realized you've shared the wrong thing, or your mouse isn't working anymore. I've had that happen. Or you know that your computer is in the process of crashing, but people can still hear you, but everything else is frozen. You name the problem. It doesn't really matter how big or small. With the exception of if you've had a power cut and therefore you've got no chance to say anything to the group that you're talking to your audience. But if it is something where they can still see and or hear you, definitely take a breath and try and remain calm. Internally, I totally get you're going to be having a meltdown because what your brilliant plan that you were going to do isn't happening and a technological glitch has gone on, something has happened that's thrown you off. But keep that internal. What we tend to do is start to narrate the problem. So, for instance, if we can't find our mouse, we start to, I'm just searching around here. Sorry, I can't, my mouse has disappeared. Hang on, I'm just going to go to that setting and see. We do that. That doesn't help anyone. And all it makes people very aware of is that something's gone wrong and you are not dealing with it well. Instead, take a breath and just say, that's interesting. Seem to have a bit of a problem by end. Give me a moment. And then just see if you can sort it within 10 seconds. 10 seconds of silence will seem like a long time, but smile whilst you're doing it. Force a smile onto your face because it sets the mood for everyone else, and see if you can sort it. If you can't, do it a different way. It may not be the best way, it may not be the way you planned, but just think, so for instance, if your mouse just isn't working or you can't, it's just disappeared, which is what I had, then maybe that slide that's on there is just going to stay there for a while and you're just going to talk over the top of that and still add the value. So know the purpose, that what is it that you're trying to get out of that meeting, that presentation, that training session. As long as you're creating a conversation around that, you're still good. And the other thing to remind yourself of is that at this point, everyone has had problems. Everyone has had things that have gone wrong on virtual things. So people will cut you some slack. So you really can do yourself a huge favor by being the person that is externally calm. People will respect that because they know how it feels when things go wrong. So find an alternative way if you can, and just get back on track. And if the thing really isn't working, then worst case scenario, just say to people, do you know, I think I'm going to have to restart my computer to see if this works. So go and grab a tea or a coffee and meet me back in here in 5 minutes. And hopefully a restart normally solves things. I've yet to have a problem where a restart hasn't solved it. And then once your meeting, your presentation, your training is over, take stock. Think, right, what happened? Could it happen again? Is there a way of mitigating it so that it doesn't happen? Or if it does happen, what could I do to make sure that it doesn't completely derail me next time? And at this point, a year and a bit on, I have a whole heap of learning from all the things that have happened. But nowadays, I know it's famous last words, it takes a lot to really derail me now. I still have a mild panic in the back of my head, but, and it is a really big but, normally I can just kind of keep going, keep on track, and crucially, make sure the purpose isn't being damaged. And hopefully my brand isn't being damaged by being the person that's completely having a meltdown. So I really hope that's useful, because I genuinely know how it feels when things don't go to plan, particularly big things. If you've got any other thoughts or ideas or comments, please do share them below. I would really love to hear them. I'm sure other people, if you've got any other great ideas, we can share the love between us. That would be great. Other than that, you know the score. You can like, you can comment, you can share this. The more the merrier as far as that is concerned. And I will look forward to seeing you back next time.